Commander Zethkara's mandibles clicked, nervously as he observed the blue-green planet through the viewport of the Dominion's edge. 3 cycles of preparation had led to this moment, the subjugation of the 3rd planet in the Sol system, inhabited by a primitive species called humans. The hegemony had conquered 47 worlds with the same strategy. Project Overwhelming Force, demand surrender, harvest resources, and move on. The Psychological Warfare Division had perfected their approach. Massive ships appearing in orbit, demonstrations of superior firepower, and ultimatums delivered in perfect translations of local languages. Most species capitulated within hours. Initiate Phase 1, Zethkara commanded, his secondary arms adjusting the communication array. Broadcast the dominance protocol. The message transmitted to every human communication device simultaneously. People of Earth, you have been judged inferior by the galactic hegemony. Surrender unconditionally or face annihilation. You have 1 solar rotation to comply. Then came the demonstration, a precisely calculated energy beam that vaporized an uninhabited asteroid near their moon. The hegemony's xenopsychologists had determined this would create the optimal fear response. Zethkara expected panic, chaos, desperate pleas for mercy. Instead, the response that came back made his translator recalibrate 3 times before he believed it was accurate. LOL, seriously? Did you guys just blow up a space rock to impress us? That's adorable. This is Captain Maria Santos of the UES Defiance. We got your little message, and our answer is, come and take it. You bug-eyed freaks. The communication was followed by what humans apparently called memes, incomprehensible images with text that somehow conveyed mockery. One showed a small Earth creature holding a flower with the caption, "Aliens, surrender or die. Humans, I choose violence." "Sir," Communications Officer Vextal reported, his voice trembling, "we're detecting massive activity across their planet. They're laughing at us. And launching things. Impossible," Zethkara hissed. "Launch reconnaissance drones immediately." What the drones revealed defied all xenopsychological models. Instead of cowering in terror, humans were lighting bonfires. Instead of fleeing, they were gathering in massive crowds shouting challenges at the sky. Their primitive spacecraft, which intelligence had dismissed as barely capable of reaching their own moon, were now swarming toward the hegemony fleet. "Sir, we're being hailed by approximately 4,000 human vessels," Vextal reported, his voice reaching an octave that suggested imminent molt panic. "Put them through," Zethkara ordered. The view screen filled with a grinning human face scarred by what appeared to be combat. "Hey there, tentacle boy." Jake Morrison, formerly of the Martian Mining Consortium, currently of the Independent Asteroid Miners Union. "We heard you guys want to play rough. Well, guess what? We've been blowing up rocks for fun and profit for 2 centuries. Want to see what we can do to your pretty ships?" Before Zethkara could respond, another transmission cut in. This human wore elaborate clothing and spoke in measured tones. "Greetings, invaders. I am Dr. Sarah Chen, Director of the Luna City Weapons Research Division. We've been expecting someone like you for decades. We've prepared some gifts." More voices joined, miners, soldiers, scientists, even civilians with jury-rigged weapons platforms. They all shared the same inexplicable characteristics. They were excited, not afraid. Some were actually singing. "Sir," the tactical officer Krivak reported, his usual professional demeanor cracking, "long-range sensors are detecting energy signatures we don't recognize. The humans are activating weapon systems that shouldn't exist. Our intelligence said they barely had nuclear fission." The first human ship to reach weapons range was a converted mining vessel covered in welded armor plates and crude weapons. Instead of standard surrender protocols, its captain opened communications with, "Hey, ugly. My grandmother's attic had scarier things than you. Let's dance." What followed shattered every assumption the hegemony held about primitive species. The humans fought with a creativity that bordered on insanity. They weaponized mining charges, turned cargo ships into ramming vessels, and deployed tactics that violated every logical combat doctrine. One human pilot, his ship critically damaged and life support failing, actually laughed as he aimed his vessel at a hegemony cruiser. "Tell my wife I love her, and I hope this makes a really cool explosion." The resulting detonation took out 3 escort vessels. "This is impossible." Zethkara screamed as another human vessel, this one apparently held together by what their database identified as duct tape and spite, successfully breached a dreadnought's shields. They should be begging for mercy. Instead, the humans kept coming. Every loss only seemed to make them angrier and more determined. Their tactics evolved in real time, adapting to hegemony weapons with a speed that suggested either artificial intelligence or a species-wide tactical genius. The turning point came when the humans deployed what they called Project Grandmother's Purse, an antimatter weapon built inside an ancient space station and fired from a rail system that shouldn't have been able to generate sufficient velocity. As the Dominion's edge shuddered under the impact, Zethkara finally understood the fatal flaw in the hegemony's intelligence gathering. They had observed human conflicts and noted the casualties, the destruction, the apparent waste. They had classified humans as self-destructive and weak. They had failed to understand that a species capable of turning mutual annihilation into entertainment, who built weapons for the joy of building weapons, and who considered "hold my beer and watch this" to be valid last words, was not weak at all. They were absolutely terrifying. "All ships," Zethkara ordered as another human voice came through communication singing something about highway to the danger zone. "Retreat immediately. Mark this system as forbidden territory. Classification: apex predator species. Do not engage." As the surviving hegemony ships fled, Captain Santos's voice followed them. "Hey, don't be strangers. Come back anytime you want another beating. We'll keep a light on for you." The humans had answered fear with laughter and met threats with enthusiasm. The hegemony had expected conquest and found something far more dangerous. A species that considered impossible odds to be an invitation to get creative. And throughout human space, the bonfires burned brighter, the laughter grew louder, and somewhere in a converted asteroid mine, someone was already working on bigger, more ridiculous weapons, just in case the aliens were foolish enough to return.